All right, welcome to the Great Minds Podcast. This is Derrick.
This is Vaughn.
And we have Apollo Brown here. What's good, fam?
Yo, what's good? What's good?
Pleasure, man. Pleasure
Pleasure for me to be here, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, we in the midst of greatness here, man. So we appreciate your time.
Man,
for
come
real.
on, man.
Come on now. All right, so we're gonna get into a brief introduction of Apollo Brown, in case you don't know who he is. Producer extraordinaire from Detroit, Michigan. Has done projects with your favorite rappers. Anybody from Ghostface, Planet Asia, Skyzoo, Joel Ortiz, Shay Noir,
Razkaz.
We could keep going. So pleasure to have you here, man.
It's a pleasure to be here, man. Thank you for having me. Absolutely.
No doubt.
All right, so Motown. So give us a little bit of your background. And how'd you come up with the name Apollo Brown?
Oh man, that's funny. So a little bit of my background, man. I'm originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is 2 hours on the west side of the state. Yep. And you said what now?
Floyd Mayweather area.
Yeah. Went to the same high school. Absolutely.
There we go.
High school together.
Nice.
Okay.
Same high school as Bronze Nazareth. Same high school as Lotta Dark Man. Same high school as the DeBarge family. It's a lot of talent that came out of Grand Rapids, man. But yeah. So then I went to school at Michigan State, man. And when I graduated from Michigan State in 2003, I moved to Detroit, and been in Detroit ever since. So I've been in Detroit longer than I was in Grand Rapids, actually. So I can kind of, I'm not a native Detroiter, but I can, definitely represent Detroit, to the best of my abilities, and be okay doing so. But yeah, man, it's funny, like all artists, whether you're a rapper, whether you're a producer, man, you kind of go through names. I think we've all had many, many names coming up, and Apollo Brown just kind of stuck. So I was going through I quit making beats for like 2 years. This was like 2005 and 2006, man. I was done. I wasn't gonna make beats no more. I wasn't gonna be a producer. I was just gonna live my life and work a regular job and, just be a regular guy. Nothing wrong with that at all. Just music wasn't for me at that time. And then when I kind of got back into it in 2007, my cousin kind of convinced me to do it in 2007. And so I started playing around with it again, and I was like, man, but I need a new name now. Like I can't go by the old names that I was going by. I'm not going to mention them, but so I was coming up with all kinds of stuff, man. And, I kind of came up with Apollo, and I'm like, all right, Apollo, Greek god of music. That's cool. But I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to have one of those technical names where it's just like, they call me, the Terminator or something like that. And like, I wanted to have kind of like a first and last name, like a moniker where it'd be like a person. So I was like, Apollo what, man? You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. Apollo Green. I was Apollo Johnson. I don't know what. Like, so I wrote down, Apollo Brown, and, that was kind of a nod to James Brown, one of the best to ever do it. So Apollo Brown, it kind of rolled off the tongue. That was cool. But I had to write down something because I had signed up for a producer showcase that was coming up in Detroit. And I got to the producer showcase. You had to write your names down. And this was my first showcase ever. This was in 2007.
Wow.
I've been making beats since 96, but I didn't show anybody. You know what I'm saying? I was a bedroom beat maker. And only a few people knew. So I was like, all right, well, it's time for me to kind of show people what I've been doing, kind of just see what people, how they feeling it. So I signed up for this producer showcase, man. And I put down on a piece of paper, Apollo Brown. And throughout a couple times throughout the night, they were calling my name to come up and go. But I didn't hear them because I didn't know who Apollo Brown was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know. I didn't remember that that's what I was calling myself. So it was like, yo, Apollo Brown, it's your turn. Apollo Brown.
Like, who that?
Apollo Brown. And I'm sitting there talking, chilling, whatever. And one of my good friends, Finale, I don't know if you know the MC Finale out of Detroit. He was the only one in the place that I told that Apollo Brown was I kind of ran it by him. He was like, yo, that's dope. And the second time they called me, the first time they just kind of went past me and let other people go on. Second time they was like, yo, ain't that what you going by? Like Apollo Brown? And I'm like, oh shit, like, damn, that's what I'm going by. I forgot about that. So I went up and I did my thing or whatever. I caught heads' attention, and people was going crazy. And I was like, yo, this is what I'm looking for. I didn't know that people were gonna, respond the way they did, and then just everybody was calling me Apollo after that, man. And I'm like, I guess my name's Apollo Brown, man. So it just kind of stuck, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, it wasn't nothing really spectacular, but just a nod to James Brown and Apollo's the Greek god of music. So that's how I came up with that.
Worked
No
out.
doubt. Yeah, everybody know that name now. So we got worried about that.
Yeah. No, I'm glad, man. Household name is that's cool to be that. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad everybody knows it.
Definitely. So when you say was that showcase pretty much your I want to say big break, but that's the first time you actually played your music out for everybody else.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I wouldn't say it was my big break or anything like that, man. But I would say, that's the first time that people caught wind. Nobody knew who I was. It was like, who's this dude? You know what I'm saying? Playing this fire or whatever. And I think the next showcase I did was the showcase that really put me on the map in Detroit as somebody to listen to or to look out for, man. And that was a showcase with me, Black Milk, okay, Nick Speed, DJ Dez, 14KT. Who else is on that, man? Dang, man, it was just like a bunch of just amazing, monstrous producers, man, and DJ House Shoes put that on, and it was one of those showcases that I just, man, it did well for me.
Right. So why in all these years, why did it take you so long to put it out to people outside of your circle? The beats.
Oh no, man, it wasn't anything. I wasn't sure if I wanted to commit to it, if it was something I really wanted to do at the time, man. I just graduated from college in 2003, man, so I was trying to get a career off the ground, man, and I was trying to, do the whole, what I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, quote unquote. Yeah.
Yeah, graduate college, get a good job, start a family, all that good stuff, man. And I didn't know if, being a producer would really be lucrative for me or not. You know what I'm saying? And then the way the music was going at that time, what you heard on the radio and what you saw on TV was changing a lot.
Definitely.
And it wasn't necessarily something that was up my alley, man. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't necessarily something that that really fit my style and my interests at all. So I just kind of put it away, man, and said, nah, I'm gonna do something else. But I'm glad I got back into it. Definitely.
Right.
So coming up, I heard that some of your influences was Primo.
Absolutely.
Primo. And the weird thing is I always say, me and Derrick talk about this a lot. And when we talk about music, and I think Detroit, even back to like the Blade Icewood, those days, like I remember that Cheddar Boy stuff. I remember hearing that. Yeah. And I think the thing about Michigan, the whole Michigan area that's so dope is that you're right in the middle. So if you look at, I don't believe like it's like a typical Michigan sound or Detroit sound, because there's so many different artists. You can go from Royce to Black Milk to Elzai to Slum Village, Guilty Simpson. But I think I didn't even say M because that's so we don't have to say
that's
M.
All it is.
So many people out there, right? So I think because of where you're located, and I think that you guys can, and unlike we're on the East Coast and in New York, New Jersey, tri-state area, sometimes we become biased to what we hear, and when the radio will only play East Coast records for a certain amount of time, right?
Yeah.
I think you travel, especially in the Midwest, you're getting East, West, South, you're getting everything, and you guys are open to more stuff. So I think you could tell, I can tell that by your sound. So do you think that plays a part in why you're so versatile?
I mean, I've always said, man, as a Detroit producer, I don't have a Detroit sound. I mean, I've never thought I had a Detroit sound or a quote unquote Detroit sound. But nowadays there's so many other Detroit sounds, like you said. It's not like, I mean, you got like case in point, when I did Sincerely Detroit last year, and I brought together.
Project.
Thank you. Bringing together 56 MCs, you know, not just MCs, but 56 artists from the same city to represent that city, man, is completely just, it's super difficult, man. It's hard to do, but you're bringing together. I'm trying to bring together different eras. I'm trying to bring together up and coming talent, with legends, trying to bring together a little bit of everybody, man. And I said, you know, I told people, I was like, yo, this is my interpretation of what Detroit sounds like. It's my interpretation. You know what I'm saying?
One person.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's other people be like, yo, that's not the Detroit sound. Or other people like, yo, but that's not the Detroit sound. No, this is my interpretation of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many different sounds, but I think that's also influenced by what you said, you know, being in the Midwest, man, especially in the early 90s. I mean, you had crazy shit coming out of the East Coast, but then you also had crazy shit coming out the West.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That those eras were, I grew up on East Coast. You know, I grew up on both, but I grew up more so just kind of gravitating towards the East Coast. You know, I grew up on, you know, Gang Starr, Mobb Deep, and Wu-Tang.
Yep.
You know, it was like that. Those were, you know, but one of my favorite producers in the world ever is DJ Muggs. He's out the West.
Yep,
So
out the West.
it's you know, it's a little different, but yeah, I mean, I was influenced by a lot of different, you know, not just hip hop, but a lot of different genres. And you know, growing up the way I grew up, man, there was always something different on the radio or something different being played throughout the house. So it wasn't just, I made the joke before, like early on, you know, I kind of grew up on, well, I grew up on both the Seals and Crofts version of Summer Breeze and the Isley Brothers version of Summer Breeze. You know what I'm saying? Like both of them.
Right.
My mom's white, my dad's black, and they had different tastes in the household, obviously, man. So I kind of got to get the experience and get exposure to a lot of different sounds.
Yep.
And to add on to that, I was going to say, I think that's very important too, just as far as musically anyway, to have different genres that you touch, and you can tell in your music. I think it makes you more versatile.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, not just one-sided, man. Not just
Definitely.
one-dimensional. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I noticed as a fan of your work, the beats with the record cracking. I noticed that's like, I think a lot of people don't pick up on it, but I pick up on it.
That's a must, man.
And it's crazy because I'm going back to the Easy Truth, Skyzoo, and I got so much flack about having the Easy Truth is number 16. Like, we did an episode of our top hip hop albums.
Yeah.
And it was number 16. And
I don't know if that's good or bad, but you know, it's you know, I'm just glad to be amongst the crowd, man. You know what I'm saying?
But I left off some like classics, as people call them, and like teach their own. But back to the, you know, subjective Detroit sound, right?
Yeah.
You could say this is the Detroit sound or whatever, and I just say, yo, Easy Truth is in my top 20, and that's the end of it.
Word,
so,
that's dope.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
So what's the science behind the that sound, the record cracking? I know you just love vinyls. What is it?
I mean, no, it's just, you know, the record static is one of my favorite sounds in the world, man. You can't really, I call it the seasoning. You know, that's the seasoning on the record, man. You sprinkling that on real quick, man. And if it's not enough, I'll add some. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always have the same static start and static end of all my albums. I always have a static track running through my albums that doesn't fade out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The songs will fade out. Static track will still be there running through. Yeah. It's just something that I do, man. Something, you know, when you listen to an old vinyl, that's what you get. You get that seasoning, man. Sometimes I'll listen to an old vinyl and not dust it off, man. I don't want to dust it off, but it gives it that extra seasoning.
Yeah.
You know, it just, there's a type of warmth that comes with the coldness of static.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I include it in everything that I do, man. I always have, I always will. It's just a part of me.
Yeah. And let me just add something real quick. So I'm gonna get into the shirt since we touched the vinyl situation, right? So we had Shay Noir on right before she dropped her album.
Yeah.
Huge fan of hers. And I heard the 4 tracks from you before I heard Thriller the Hunt 2 and all that other stuff.
Oh, word.
Because I'm a fan of your work, so if it says Apollo Brown and
we on it,
whoever, we going right there to it.
Word up, man. I appreciate it.
I'm like, all right, well, who's this? And I heard the first one. I think the first one I heard was 94. I'm like, oh, okay. So we dug into those. We had Shay on. We were like, yo, we get, well, obviously she wants to do a song with Rhapsody. I feel like that's the one that everybody's waiting on.
No doubt.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to take it a step further. You know, y'all get that song. Y'all get that song in. Y'all could get a Watch the Throne type of vibe. You, Paulo Brown, Rhapsody, and let's just put it out in the atmosphere.
Word.
I'm like, we got Apollo Brown on. He's a vinyl addict. Let's put this out in the atmosphere. So that's the science behind the shirt.
Absolutely, man. I definitely.
up.
I would love to produce that. That'd be great, man. That would be amazing for real. I'm all for it. Put it out there.
Yes, I told you throw it out there in the atmosphere.
It's on there.
It's out there. It's out there now.
Put it out there.
So the thing about the static and the record, I think that's a cool part about your production style, because when you're listening to your music, it's seamless. So you can kind of put something on. A lot of times when I'm here listening to tracks, I don't remember the name of the track.
Word.
I just know how it's flowing. So if someone goes, "Oh, what's number 12?" I don't know. You know, I truly don't know, because it's flowing that good. So I think that's definitely a science behind that, and that's perfect. But I wanted to go back to the whole Detroit, Michigan thing, because I think it's something in the water in Detroit, Michigan. I really do, because I think that Motown backdrop and the history of all that, I think always plays a part with every artist. You know what I'm saying? And do you think that kind of I don't want to say like it's like a heavy anchor on anybody, but do you feel that, you know, when you're making music, that whole Motown feel, or just whole nostalgia of that?
You know what I'm saying? Like Detroit as a whole, man, has a lot of character, a lot of history. You know what I'm saying? Detroit, you can just literally walk around one block and write a whole album. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm serious, man. It's like there's so much inspiration just walking around in Detroit. Obviously, we have some of the best producers in the world. We have some of the best MCs in the world, best DJs in the world, best singers in the world. And just everybody around the world is checking for what Detroit is doing. You know what I'm saying? And I think the backdrop of Detroit and just the history of Detroit and what Detroit has gone through over the years and what they have overcome, you know, what we do here to make it home and to make it comfortable. I mean, you could see that and hear that in everybody's music. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard. I don't think it's hard to write an amazing verse living in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Or make some heartfelt beat, you know, something that's just going to touch the heartstrings, man, and, you know, pull at them. Again, just by going outside, man, it's crazy. There's so much inspiration here. And then the history of Motown, like, come on, man, like, that's hard to live up to. I mean, it's Motown, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, and then you got Dilla, you know what I'm saying? And being a producer out of Detroit and trying to live up to Dilla's name, that's hard within itself as well. And just, but that's a good hard. That's a good thing to have, you know what I'm saying? And the techno scene in Detroit, you know, I mean, Detroit is just, come on, man, like, it's the best place to be as far as I'm concerned, you know, musically. Yeah, you know, it's the best place. I'm not going anywhere. This is this is home for me, man. This is where I raised my kids. This is where I got married. This is where I, you know, established my career. This is where my dad is from. My whole dad's side of my family is from. Everybody is, you know, I've been embedded in Detroit for a long time, way before I moved here.
Okay.
Right?
Where'd you get, did your dad listen to a lot of Motown hits growing up? I'm trying to figure out where
Absolutely.
Is that where you got like you have like a soulful feel?
I mean, there's nothing like soul, man. And the thing with soul and being soulful, man, the number one thing is feeling. And
100%.
When I make music, I have to feel it. And if I don't feel it, I'm not going to make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to listen to it if I don't feel it. I make music that I want you to either remember something or forget something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want music to kind of take you places, man. And I think a lot of music today is just sounds and words. don't really move me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just sounds and words. I'm a melody-driven producer, so most of the beats that I make are melody-driven, unless it's just some hard, crazy, just some hard shit that just, you know. But even that has feeling, you know what I'm saying? And
Definitely.
I think that, I mean, you just need feeling, man, and that kind of goes back to, you know, the soulfulness of not just Motown, but just 60s, 70s, even a little bit of 80s, man. Just having that feeling that you wanna just cut up, you wanna just chop up and make a beat out of, man. You know, and listen to it over and over and over, man, and just think about stuff or forget about stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's so it's all, for me. It's all about feeling, man.
Yeah, and I noticed that with you too. That you believe in quality over quantity.
Absolutely.
I think that's very important because, like Derrick stated earlier, that when we see Apollo Brown associated with something, we automatically listen to it. I might not even know who the rapper is that's with it at the time, but I'm gonna listen to it.
Word. So
I think that's good because in this day and age, it's like a microwave society where they're just throwing things out, and nothing really sticks. You know what I'm saying? Nothing really sticks at all.
I think that there's a lot of producers, there's just a lot of artists that have kind of switched their style up and they've kind of conformed to whatever's on the radio or whatever's on TV. And I just can't, I have the same sound, same style that I had when I started, man. It's hard for me to switch it up. I play around, you know, I'll mess with different things. I'll experiment with different stuff, like Easy Truth. You know, I broke out the 808 kit, stuff like that. You know, it was still Apollo Brown, but I played around a little bit on there.
Took the drums off a couple times too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? You know, even like Anchovies, the whole album was drumless. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always done a drum. If you go to each one of my albums, starting from the beginning, there's always at least one drumless joint on the album. Okay. It's something I've always been a fan of. I love drums, obviously, but I love a dope drumless track, man. It just something about it, man. And I've always wanted to do a whole album, and what better person to do that whole album with than Planet Asia, man, with a drumless album. But yeah, man, it's I don't know, man.
I think I look at you as like everybody's Eric B. Now it sounds kind of crazy, but I look at that.
Man, you funny, man, because I say that when I always talk about well, so I hate making videos, man. I'm not a fan of making videos. I do it because it's a necessary evil, and but I always feel stupid in videos because I'm always like, yo, I always feel like I'm just
with the hat on.
I'm Eric B in the background, and I'm just standing there like this, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just, you know, and I'm always call myself Eric B in the background because I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to do. I'm just sitting there, man, you know, just bobbing my head or something. I look dumb as hell. I'm just like, not saying Eric B looked dumb as hell. No, Eric B was Eric B, man. He's a legend. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I never know what to do, so I hate doing videos, man. But it's just funny that you say Eric B.
Yeah, because when I think about you, because I think like you pick great MCs to work with, right? Right. So, you know, like I knew Planet Asia was dope. Always knew Planet Asia was dope. But in West Coast cat, that on the East Coast, sometimes we don't get. You have to dig for stuff. So if you're a hip hop head, you gotta go and look and dig into a certain character. Like go to the Midwest to find some people. You're not really hearing it on the radio out here, or even we don't hear the radio at all anyway. We don't listen to the radio anymore. Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying? But like, how do you pick the artists that you want to work with? Because it seems like it's like a perfect formula. It just works every time.
I mean, the artists that I've worked with and will continue to work with, they're artists that I'm fans of. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a fan of them, period. Like whether they're my friend or whether they're somebody I'm just meeting for the first time, I don't work with anybody I'm not a fan of. I don't work with anybody I don't respect. I don't work with anybody that I don't look to as an MC that, you know, kind of makes his own name and clears a path for himself. Like I love hip hop, man, but a dope MC is just, I don't know, man. And I'm a fan of these people that I work with, man, whether it's Joel, whether it's Ghost, whether it's Guilty Simpson, Raz, whoever I'm working with at the time, Shay. I'm a fan, man. Me and Shay came together because I was a fan.
Yeah,
you know, we didn't know each other.
She was like, he just hit me up. I'm like, Apollo Brown just hit you up?
Exactly, bro. That's exactly how it came about. We didn't know each other. I've never met her. She's never met me. I didn't know her camp. She didn't know mine. I just hit her up out the blue on Instagram on DM and was like, yo, I'm a fan. I just listened to Thrill of the Hunt 2 like 4 times in a row. I'm like, yo, you the one out of this whole movement, this upstate movement.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this upstate movement, to me, I was like, yo, you the one. I was like, we got to work.
Well, you know what, Apollo? That's dope, man, because you don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, but I do, though. It's like –
I think that's what makes the music great, though. You're into it.
Absolutely, man. I gotta be into it, bro. Like I'm doing this because I want to make great music, man. And whoever I'm making great music with has to have that same mindset, man. They want to make and especially somebody like Shay, like she's newer. You know, she's a little more green at this, so she's hungry.
Right.
There's a difference between up and coming and legend. You know what I'm saying? Not to say legends ain't hungry, but they've had their food.
Yeah, they've been there.
You know what I'm saying? Their stomach's full. When you got somebody up and coming like Shay, she's hungry. She wants this. You know what I'm saying? She wants to eat. So it makes it even better, man. You know what I'm saying? The music's better. The music's more heartfelt. Just everything about the album to me is just grown. You know what I'm saying? It's super grown. It's super introspective. And I told her right away, I was like, yo, you just got imagery. I was like, you know, the one thing that I like about you is you have imagery, something that a lot of MCs these days lack. Right. They don't have the quality, or they don't have the ability to take you somewhere with what they're saying, to make you visualize it, to make you, you know, picture what they're saying, what they're rapping about. Right. And she has that imagery, man, that I could just sit back and I could just look in my mind. I could visualize what she's saying.
Yeah, especially I was listening to the 12 Hours joint yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is crazy. And I hate to even say this, but it reminded me a lot of the Nas joint, Undying Love.
A lot of people said that, yeah.
And I thought that was crazy. I've been hitting her on Twitter like, yo, what happened with you and Lisa after? Like, you can't leave us. It's like a TV show. Like, that was like the season finale. You gotta wait a year to see the rest of it. Yo, you need to come back to that.
No, we might have to revisit that joint, even if it's just a single or whatever. We might have to revisit that, man. But a lot of people talked about that, and you know, even me in the studio when she was, because I'm not a babysitter, so when I'm working with somebody, you know, my process usually starts with me, you know, us talking, us getting to know each other, because first of all, you know, my beats are my kids, so in order for let's just say, if I want somebody to babysit my kids, I interview the babysitter. I'm not just gonna let a babysitter watch my kids. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get to know them and know who they are. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with my beats, man. I got to get to know the MC. I got to get to know the artist. I want to know who you are. I want to know if we vibe well, even just, you know, through phone calls or in person, whatever it is. We got to vibe well first. Then, you know, I'm gonna send over some joints that I think we can kind of get in the right direction with. 4 or 5 joints, start writing. When you're done with those, I'm gonna send you another 5 and then another 5 or whatever. Once we get done writing and everything's done, then I flew her out. We got in the studio for about a week. And like, so even in the studio, I don't know what's getting ready to be said in the booth. I don't call them and say, yo, let me hear what you got. I don't do that, man. I won't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a babysitter. I only work with MCs that I know are capable. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to worry about that.
I don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to tell you what to write. I'm not going to tell you how to write it. You're not going to tell me how to make a beat or what, you know what I'm saying? I don't do a la carte shit and stuff like that. So, so once we get in the studio, it's all new to me. Like, I'm hearing it for the first time. So when she get in the booth and she's spitting, I'm all ears. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, so what we got? And when we broke off the 12 Hours joint, I was just like, all right, okay. I didn't know where she was going at first. And so I'm listening. First verse is done. All right, cool. All right, second verse. Okay, all right, we getting into a soap opera. I got it. I get it. Okay. And then I'm like, oh, she about to do a third verse. All right. So bust the third verse out. Okay. All right, yeah, I like this. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know where she was going with it. But then I was like, after that second verse, I'm like, yo, hurry up and get in there and spit this third joint. I I felt like I was reading a book, or I was watching a show, and the commercial came on. You know what I'm saying? And then then it came back on. I was watching, First 48 or something, and I want to know what happened next. It was. But when she got done, man, I was like, yeah, I didn't expect it to go there with that beat for some reason. But then it just all made sense, man. And I was like, yo, that was the perfect beat for that type of story. You know what I'm saying? And now, just like you guys, I want to know what's up with Lisa. I want to know, did you get away with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ran off in the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you get away with it? Did you?
Is Lisa a snitch?
I don't know. We don't know. So we gonna figure it out, man. We might have to come back with a single or something with that one, man. And we was talking about doing a video but like videos nowadays, right now, it's kind of hard to do, obviously, man. And
COVID,
especially if you want to do them right, man. And if we do a video, that one has to be right. And it's just obviously with COVID, man, it's kind of hard to do things. It's just a kind of shitty time to be, even releasing music, man. It's hard to release music, but anyway, yeah, man. So
I was going to ask you to because I kind of came on late to the party, I would say. So like, Skyzoo is one of Derrick and our favorite rappers. So I already knew who Apollo Brown was. So I would hear certain things. I knew who you were. But when I saw the Easy Truth album came out, I remember Derrick hit me up like, yo, you gotta hear this Apollo Brown Skyzoo album. I'm like, all right, no doubt, I'm on it. Then my other man said, you gotta hear this album. I'm like, all right. So I heard it. And I was like, from the start, from the record cracking, from the start of everything going, one of my favorite songs on there is the Babito and Stretch.
Yeah, Stretch joint. Yeah.
Like, when I heard that, it took me back to when I was like 12. Because I remember up in New York and Jersey, every trying to listen to the radio, they hear you had to put it to a certain dial to hear their show. How did y'all capture that's exactly how it felt.
Right.
So obviously, the East Coast, you guys got to enjoy that when it happened. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get that. If we got to hear it, it's because somebody's cousin sent them a tape, or somebody came home from New York on vacation and brought a tape with them or whatever. We didn't get to experience what y'all got to experience with that, man. So, like Stretch and Bobito, they're staples, man. And obviously, Sky got to experience that. He knew what it was all about, and so that was his idea, but I had to make it come to life. You know what I'm saying? And I went through like 40 hours of Stretch and Bobito shit, man, and I really like learned that show, bro. Like when I did the research for that record, man, it was like I went through so many different shows and so many different episodes or whatever you want to call them, like and so many just, man, freestyles and upon freestyles, just all kinds of stuff, man. And I needed to obviously capture that era with the beat. With the beat had to capture that whole era. It had to capture that sound. The beat was, I filtered the beat so it wasn't so clean. It was more radio sounding. You know what I'm saying? And, same with the vocals and the voices and everything that went down with it. We had to make the interview sound like it was an interview from that era. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of work. It was definitely a lot of work, man. And actually, Sky showed it to, I don't know if he showed it to Stretch or Bobito, but they was bugging over it, man. It was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, shit was,
because it sounded like he was there.
Nah, bro, it was one of the craziest things I heard, because when I first heard it, I let the album play again. I'm letting the album play. I'm not noticing tracks. I'm letting it play. I'm like, wait a minute, rewind that back. Let me take this back. I'm like, yo, it sound like that's Stretching about. I'm like, all right, wait a minute. Got the same sound, captured everything perfect.
Yeah.
A lot of cats was asking Sky, was like, yo, when was you on the show? But that's what we wanted, though. You know what I'm saying? We wanted it to sound like, yo, he was on the show, and but we got it good, man.
I didn't know the answer now that he wasn't on the show.
No, he was never on the show.
Yeah.
Never on the show. That show ended a long time, bro.
That show ended. Yeah.
I don't know if they linked up or whatever, but
nah. No, I pieced that together, man, and made that happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's genius love. That's genius stuff, man.
I had Skyzoo send me his voice, answering the questions and stuff like that on phone. So I wanted it to sound the closest you can get is kind of like, you know, in my my inbox or whatever in the voicemail. So I had him doing that in the voicemail, brought that into the computer, filtered it some more to make it sound. But I wanted it to be, I still wanted it to be clean, but not, you know, I wanted it to sound like old radio.
Right.
So yeah, it definitely did, bro.
Yeah, no, it worked out, man. I love that joint, man, and it just kind of captured that era. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we wanted.
I'm gonna tell you what hurt my soul about that album, man. All right, so, and I wish to this day, and I can still access it somewhere, but I wish
I know what you're about to say. I know what you're about to say. Go ahead.
we need to call Smokey Robinson and tell him to let that flyest essence fly, man. Because with that beat, that was probably my favorite Skyzoo song ever.
So,
oh my goodness!
Obviously, that original song is on the physicals, but we had to take care of that, man, and
yeah.
You know,
I can find it. It's cool.
Flip that out. It's out there. Definitely out there, man. But anytime you hear an album of mine and then you go back a week later or 2 weeks later, even a month later, and something's different, it's for a reason. You know what it is. It's just it's kind of comes with the territory, man.
I remember this is probably years before we even got Skyzoo on the show. I remember he had a picture up about something different. I'm like, yo, bro, what happened to the Flyest Essence beat? He was just like sampling issues. I was like, all right.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
this is one of those things, man. It's just it kind of comes with the territory. It's always out there. You can find it, like you said, man. But
I got it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Now, but what I was gonna say about being late to the party by loving the easy truth. Then I went back and started listening to old stuff, not old stuff, but older stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, that Razzcast joint, and I was a big Solo on Ice fan. Like I love Razzcast. Like that was my guy growing up, like '96. That was like my guy.
Word
so
up.
to hear him, and I always knew he spit. You know how sometimes you lose track of people. Sometimes everyone might be going overseas doing their thing, but you're not really hearing them as much. When I heard him on your beat stuff, that warmed my heart to hear.
Appreciate it, man.
to hear that again. I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
No, Raz is. I'm a big fan of Raz, man. Like always have been. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he's one of the greatest to ever do it. You know, and you know, Assassination and Soul on Ice, man. Like, I was always a big fan, man. And when I got the opportunity and we talked and got together, man, and it was like, yeah, let's do this, man. Let's make this album, man. And we did it. It was fun to make, man, and it was fun to tour and. You know, we just made good, we connected, made good music, man, and that's what it was all about.
And I think the reason why we love your production so much because we're all the same age bracket, right? Basically, like when I can hear, like you bring me back to a certain era.
Where y'all grades at then, man? What's up with that, man?
I don't know.
I got some. Why
I got all the grades though, man?
Look, I don't have the grades, but we don't have the hair though.
Oh, we ain't got the hair, bro.
Oh man, mine. Come on, man.
Okay.
Come on, dog.
Look, we came home.
I usually shave mine bald, man, because I got the I'm quarantining right now, so I'm chilling.
I hear you. We came home, we took ours down. I don't have that many grades, but when it comes, it's gonna come hard. I know it is, man.
Oh man. It came hard, bro. It came hard. So I think it all came in a week.
I need you
to go ahead, man. My bad.
I need you to go back in time and save some of Cannabis's music, man. Because Cannabis was like
that's our guy too.
We love Cannabis. Like I don't know if you remember Buckingham Palace.
Yes,
but,
man. Everybody.
I mean,
Buckingham Palace.
The best was I speak in frequencies dogs would have trouble hearing. Cannabis is the lyrical version of German engineering.
Yeah.
Raw metaphors keep you high for months. Fly around the earth twice without refueling once. Ain't too many categories I can fit in when it comes to spitting. Because I'm overqualified for the position. The laser guided, lyrical hybrids, creating scripts so sick I gotta arm wrestle them up in to write it. I was like, like, come on, man. Cannabis was the greatest. He was one of the greatest lyricists. He was one of the few lyricists that I didn't care what the beat sounded like ever. I didn't even care what the beat was. And I'm a producer. The beat hits me before anything. But yo, with him, I didn't care what the beat was. I just wanted to hear what he was gonna say.
Yeah,
it's funny you say that because me and my boys in high school, we love Cannabis. We love the album. I said, I don't care about the beats where everybody's saying. You hear what he's saying? And every one of these tracks is crazy. But
one of the few.
And I always put Cannabis lyrically, like to me, up with M lyrically. But the thing is that M is dirty, but M had better production. So it was like he had the whole package. Cannabis didn't have the whole package. He had the lyrics, but he didn't have the right production at the time, I guess you could say.
I don't think he had the right guidance, period.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think, it wasn't even just production. I think it was just like, all in all, the right guidance, man. And, you know, obviously his longevity, you know, it just wasn't like him. So,
quick question. Growing up in the Detroit area, who was some of the popular like mixtape DJs out there at the time, like in the mid '90s when we had mixtape DJs? You know
man, I couldn't even tell you, bro. I couldn't even tell you. I didn't pay attention to anything Detroit growing up.
Wow.
Everything for me was, if you want to talk about DJs, it was Funkmaster Flex, Clue.
You
know what I'm saying? Like it was it was East Coast for me, man. It was everything East Coast, you know, and that's how I lived, man. That's how Black Moon, Into the Stage is my favorite album of all time.
Wow.
You know yeah. My favorite album of all time. Like if I was stranded on an island somewhere, Into the Stage would be the album I would have on me.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, Breaking Atoms was the album that made me want to even just begin doing anything in hip hop, period.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Main Source was just everything to me, man. Like Large P, man. Large Pro was
Large P, yeah.
Come on, man. Like
special.
Man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's from what I know, he taught everybody how to make beats, man. Like
that's what it seems like. Everybody learned from him.
From some of my insiders, man, from those days, it was Large Pro that taught everybody how to make beats, man. And I mean, he's just a monster, bro.
Yeah, and some like guys like him, unfortunately, don't get the recognition that they deserve. So that's why I'm glad we bringing the people like that up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone inside the circles know, but a lot of outsiders don't really know. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Now I know you like to get in the studio with your, you know, whoever you're working with.
Absolutely.
I heard you speak about the Ghostface album. Can you let me let me know a little bit about that? So did you, go ahead. I'll let you tell the story.
No, I mean, so that album was being done by Soul Temple, which was just now a defunct label. It was a label run by RZA, and so obviously for that album, 12 Reasons to Die was originally being done by dang man. Anyway, being done by Adrian Young, and they called me up and was like, "Yo, we want you to do a version." And I'm like, "A version? What do you mean?" Yeah, so we're gonna have the Adrian Young produced album, blah blah blah, but then we're gonna have a package that comes with the vinyl, comes with a comic book, comes with this, comes with that, a poster, and then it will come with a tape. We're gonna call it the Brown Tape, and it's gonna be a tape produced by you. But that's it, though. It's just going to be a tape. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be that was my whole contribution to this thing. Being at the time, I'm like, yo, yeah. I mean, they paid me handsomely, and it was Ghost. So like, I'm like, come on, man. Of course, let's do
it. Like you paying me for this? All right.
Yeah. So when I agreed, man, then they sent me over. They sent me over the vocal stems, and so I just sat there. I was like, cool. They're gonna send me the rest here in a little bit. A little bit went by, and I'm like, yo, you guys gonna send me the rest of this? And they're like, no, we send it to you. And I'm like, these are just vocal stems. It was like, yeah, that's what we got. I'm like, you're not gonna send me like the beats or the original songs or anything like that? And it was like, nope. This is how, because we don't want you to be influenced by anything. Because I'd never heard the Adrian Young version.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people think this is a remix. It's not a remix. This is just another version of the album.
Okay.
I never heard the Adrian Young version at the time. They wanted me to create an album around these vocal stems. So now, mind you,
all vocals.
All vocals. So I have no BPMs. I have no bar count. I have nothing. Like I have nothing. I literally have to make songs backwards. Like, most of the time.
And they're unorthodox. It's not like, yo, this is 16, this is 24.
No. Then I had to guess where, I do the guessing of what verse went here and what verse went there. And it was the hardest album I've ever made in my life. But usually, you know, you create a song by rapping the vocals over a beat. Right. Well, I had to create the beat under the vocals, so it's totally backwards, man. And it's like and then without BPMs, I had to try to guess the BPMs. Mm-hmm. I had to guess the bar count. You know what I'm saying? I had to lay some drums down and try to guess the bar count. And you know, with anything Wu-Tang, it's not just 16s, it's not just 8s, it's not just, you might have a 17 bar verse, which is just like, dog. Or you might have a 23 bar verse, which is, it is just like, you never know what you're going to get. And so it's like, man, this is guesswork. And then I had 2 weeks to do it, because in 2 weeks I had to fly to New York and mix it. Mm. Me and Fame from MOP mixed it. So, okay. Dog, that was the hardest thing. I had to literally lock myself down here and tell my wife to just, yo, I gotta do this. Like I said, I got paid well, but I had to fulfill. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, definitely.
And you want me to do this? Is this the worst thing you've ever? I mean, it's the worst thing ever. Like it was the hardest album I ever had to make. So what you hear when you listen to that Brown tape is, these are beats constructed around vocals, not knowing the BPMs, not knowing the bar counts, and trying to make a story of these words, and trying to make a feeling to make this story come alive. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so, if you go back and listen to the album again with that you know, that knowledge, you'll hear it a little differently. You'll be like, oh shit, okay, because that was the most crazy. I called him a couple times, like, I'm not doing this, man. I'm not doing this. Like, yo, I'm not doing this. This is crazy. No, man, come on, man. You can do it. You're the man. Like, oh man, come on, dog. Like, I quit a couple times, man. It was almost impossible to do, man. But I made it. I got it done, and that shit was, whew,
man. You can't tell the difference, though.
Nah, but you know what, though? Going back, thinking about that, I heard that album twice in the past 2 days. And I listened to it, and it's faster than what you're normally used to doing.
It is, man. Well,
I could tell that right away.
That was forced upon me. I don't normally make beats that fast. I'm a mid-tempo producer, and I pretty much stick with that. You know what I'm saying? It's, to me, like, fast beats, the feeling leaves the fast beats, man. You don't really get the feeling a lot. But because I didn't know the BPMs, and because I had to match the fast vocals, I'm sitting here like, damn, this song's gonna be pretty fast, man. And matching it up, like, oh damn, this is like 100 BPMs. It's like 105 BPM joint, man. Like, I'm usually down in the 80s. Mm-hmm. So, but you know, it worked out, man. It sounded good, and then it got so popular. You know, it became high demand that people didn't just want the tape; they wanted the CD, the vinyl. So they ended up pressing it on vinyl and CD. They ended up making it digital, and then you know, it just became a favorite, man. A lot of people preferred that version, but and the Adrian Young version was amazing. I mean, he's an amazing producer, man. Amazing composer. Dude is incredible. But yeah, a lot of people preferred that version, and then it kind of just went quiet. That whole album went quiet. 12 Reasons to Die, period, just went quiet. And then my label acquired it. We ended up buying it from the defunct label, so, you know, and now it's back in my catalog, and it's under my umbrella. So
that's dope.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask you too about the Sincerely Detroit album. I know that album is special to you, holds a special place in your heart.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Was there ever another compilation album or prior to that from Detroit?
Of
that magnitude, I should say. Of that magnitude.
Of that magnitude, I don't think of that magnitude. There's been a few, but I think Nick Speed did one. I think it was called Deciphered. Nick Speed did one, and I think there was probably one more, but they weren't to that magnitude. They didn't have as many artists on it, and you know, as big of an album. I don't think it really reached where it could have reached. But no, this album I think was the first of its kind. You know, coming out of Detroit, to have 56 artists out of Detroit on it, and
that's crazy.
you know, it took me a minute to make, man, but it came out right. You know, I wanted to put certain artists that you wouldn't normally hear with other artists on the same song. Artists that have never worked together before. Some have, some haven't. You know, and artists that probably will never work together again. This might have been the only song that you ever hear them on the same song. You know, and then putting artists on beats that you wouldn't normally hear them on, like the Backbone. Like, I would have never given Guilty that type of beat. That's not the type of beat I would give Guilty. You know what I'm saying? Not normally. But I wanted to see what it would sound like, you know, and to have Guilty and Fat Ray on that beat that I wouldn't normally give them, it came out fucking incredible, man. Like, that song is one of my favorite songs on the album. It just it puts me in a zone whenever I listen to it. Right. So, but that album, man, is like my, I don't say crowning achievement, man. It's just one of those albums that it's just everything from the cover work, the artwork, to the feeling of the album. I'm very, very, very proud of how that album came out. I'm very, very proud about the response that I got from that album, not only in Detroit but around the world. It was an album that Detroit can call its own. You know what I'm saying? And because it wasn't just me, you got 56 artists on that album representing the city of Detroit.
Right.
Yep.
So it's important for all of us, man. And I was just proud of them and proud about the way the album came out, man. It was incredible.
Yeah, and I think that showed basically what we need to see in different regions anyway, more unity. So I know, like, on the East Coast, I know we talked to Shay about that, about what they're doing in Buffalo and Western New York, which I think is great. You know, as far as Rochester and Buffalo and them coming together and kind of like helping each other, not helping each other out, push each other along.
It's a movement, doing the features with each other.
Yeah, you don't see that in a lot of regions, right? So we see that in Detroit with what you did last year. We always saw it in Atlanta. We saw it a lot in the South. You know, West Coast is doing it a little bit now, but I think we need to get more of that unity, especially from wherever you're at.
Yeah.
You know, and I know definitely in New York, New Jersey, so we don't see that much. Like, we don't see, you might see a clique doing it. You might be a clique that's doing their thing, but why not grab a Fab, grab a little TJ, you know, grab these people. I'm just saying.
I got you.
Just grab.
No, I mean, you got to show that, you know, it's not just legends over here, newcomers over here,
right?
Old heads over here, street rap over here, backpackers over here. You kind of got to put them all into one, you know, and let them thrive, man. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And that's kind of what this album was. It's a little bit of everybody in this album, and it's not just MCs, man. There's singers on the album. There's DJs on the album. You know what I'm saying? Like, giving everybody a little bit of shine, man, and kind of letting them have that room, man. And I didn't put it out there. I was going to part of that album package. I was going to challenge each city to do the same thing, man. So,
I was going to say that, yep.
Like a producer from like Denver, you know, get all your Denver people together, whatever, do your thing. A producer from Chicago, get all your Chicago cast together, make an album. It ain't got to be 56 people, but just get all, you know, try to band together and come up with a Sincerely Chicago, Sincerely Denver, Sincerely Miami, Sincerely Paris.
I think that would be dope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have loved to see that. That'd have been dope.
Because that's definitely should be the template they should use is what you did with Detroit. So I think that's definitely something that we can put in the atmosphere. And hopefully it goes out there and people take heed.
That'd be dope, man. You know, it's just like Sincerely LA or Sincerely New York, like Sincerely Buffalo, like something coming out, you know, strictly from that city, you know, representing that city, giving the people, you know, kind of a painting of what that city's about. Or just it's a letter to the world from Detroit, signed Sincerely Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is.
Dope.
So what are your future plans? Who do you have on deck?
Oh man, you know, I can't divulge that information, man. But you know, I'm switching things up for this next album. This next album is going to be very, very, very different. Okay. Very different. That's all I can really say about that. And then the album coming after that is pretty big. Both of these next albums are really big. They're very, very well-known artists, very established artists that I am very huge fan of. I'll have an album coming out this fall, probably October time. And then I'll have another one coming out in probably April, something like that.
Okay.
And both of these two albums are they're dreamer albums, man. They're albums that I'm very, very excited about. One is done and almost done being mixed. The other one is in the works right now. But yeah, man, I'm excited about the albums. I can't really tell you what they are,
Yeah,
man. But
I know.
what I'm saying? Like,
I don't really care.
I'm old school, man. So I like a little bit of
shock value,
a little bit of mystery.
Yeah.
I like to run a campaign. I like to roll out a campaign the correct way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not one of those people who announce the announcement. You know what I'm saying?
Like, nah, that's cool.
And that's cool. A lot of artists nowadays announce the announcement. And I never get that. They'd be like, "Yo, yeah, I got a crazy announcement coming out on Friday, y'all."
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, man, just announce it on Friday. Like,
just make your announcement, keep it moving.
Yo, they be announcing the announcement, man. It's just like, I'm not one of those people. Yeah. Or they show, on Instagram who they working with right now, and we got some stuff coming, we got some crazy shit coming, y'all. Like, nah, I don't even want you to know what I got coming until it's coming. You know what I'm saying?
Here you go.
I like to work in mystery, and I like to keep my shit under wraps, man. It's just it works for me. It may not work for other people, it works for me.
You keep it close to the vest, and no matter what, we checking for it regardless. So
it don't matter.
Appreciate it.
I know we talked a little briefly before about COVID.
Wait. So y'all got wives and girlfriends?
You got wives 10
and
years
kids,
in,
man.
Wives and kids.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this next album's for you.
All right, that's all I'm
gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Okay. Now I'm really looking forward to it. So I was saying, as far as with COVID, we mentioned about COVID earlier, how it's hard to do videos and things like that. We understand that. But as far as your process, have you been able to concentrate more because you can't go on tour like you could before, and you're more at home base? Is that
easier? Man? I don't know. I don't know if I can really say easier, man. It's I have a lot more time on my hands, obviously, but I don't really have a lot of inspiration, man. I ain't made a beat in a minute. Like, I've been trying, but everything that I come up with, I hate, or all the samples I listen to, I hate.
The beat probably crazy though.
You know what I'm saying? But I've never been one for quantity. Like, I've never been that producer that just sits there and makes 10 beats a day. Like, that's never been me. If I can make 4 beats a week, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, 4 beats a week, that's like, other producers will cringe at that and be like, what? I make 4 beats in 3 hours. Like, yeah, but they sound like you made 4 beats in 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not one of them. It might take me a week to make a beat sometimes. It just depends on what I'm doing with it. But I also have kids, and I also got a wife that's calling me upstairs to do the dishes, or I got a daughter that barges in my room like, Daddy, can you play Barbies with me? I'm like, all right, so I got to go play Barbies real quick.
Absolutely.
Get this beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it is. I get up, take my son to his baseball game. It's just everyday life gets in the way of, creating sometimes, man. And sometimes it's not in the cards for me to make a beat that day, and, it's whatever. It's cool. I'm not mad about it. I don't know, man. It's not easier. It's definitely not easier. I have more time, so I'm always working on something. I always say that, I think that you have to, I tell producers all the time, every day you should be working on your craft. Whatever it is. If you're just digging, looking for samples, making drums, making the beat, whatever you're doing, even if you have some type of beat block or you don't have the inspiration, you should still be doing something to hone your craft, man. And that's just, I believe wholeheartedly, man. So I definitely do that. Right now I'm just kind of taking the time, man, just to be with my family, man. And
definitely,
I would love to be on tour, but this is the first year that I haven't toured in over a decade. So it's weird to be at home all year, but it's also refreshing at the same time, man, to just be able to spend all this time and extra time with my family. My kids were home from school because, the whole school thing with COVID, and my wife's working from home. So all 4 of us are in the house together all the time.
You're doing the same thing we doing. We both got a family of 4.
Yo, man.
And we both have a boy and a girl.
There you go, man. There you go. We live in the same life, man.
That's
absolutely. So it's I cherish it. I definitely cherish it, man. And because when I'm gone for 3-4 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
All I got is FaceTime, man. So
ain't the same.
That gets old after a while. Obviously, touring is a necessity, and you know, it brings in, you know, decent residuals, man, and decent supplemental income or whatever. But I enjoy touring. It's part of my job. But I'm also going to enjoy this year off, man, and we'll go hit back at it on, you know, in 21.
Yeah, wow.
So,
what you gonna say, D?
no,
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say about the independent grind, right? So I've seen, I think, back early 2000s, you want to be signed to a major. Everybody wanted to go to a major, right? Pretty much, Def Jam, whatever it is, Interscope, sign me up.
Of course.
Now, not so fast, right? So now, everybody's like, nah. So I know you'll never go to anything like that.
No. I like my creative control, man.
That's
it'll make sense for you.
It makes sense for you. So, and that's why I think a lot of artists now can drop how they want to drop because they have that creative control, you know?
Yeah, I enjoy my creative control, man. I enjoy, you know, just that creative independence, man. And obviously I've been with Mellow Music Group for over a decade now, man. And, but that's indie, you know, it's indie and it's not a label artist relationship. You know what I'm saying? You know, Michael Toll is one of my best friends. So, you know, that's kind of what happens when you talk to somebody every day for 10 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's about business or whether it's about personal life, man, this is one of my best friends in life. So, it's not necessarily I mean, it's a business relationship, but it's a friendship first. And, I'm not going nowhere, man. There's no reason for me to go on to a major. I'll do work for a major. I ain't got no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? But
contractor type stuff, right?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll do work for hire for a major or something like that. But there's no reason for me to be signed to a major. Yeah. Like I said, I like my creative control. Two, I ain't trying to be shelved nowhere. When I want to put out music, I want to put out music, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be sitting on no shelf talking about we're gonna wait on you. We're gonna put you out at the right time. I'm like, nah, if I want to be put out, man, I want to put this shit out. I don't make music to sit on. I make music for the world to hear.
Yeah, we don't want to have a free Apollo Brown movement going.
Yeah, nah, man.
We'll have those shirts on.
Yeah, let my man get his beats off.
Man. Yeah, man. So, no, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at, man. And I've never been one for fame, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be any bigger than I am right now. I'm totally fine with where I'm at right now. I've never been one that, you know, I come from an era where you didn't even know what the producer looked like. So,
we were talking about that.
You know what I'm saying? Like back in the 90s, you didn't even know what Buck Wild face looked like.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Like nobody knew what Buck Wild looked like. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now we're kind of thrust into a position where we're kind of out front, man, and everybody knows what the producer looks like.
Yeah, so
everybody wants to know what the producer looks like. Everybody, you know, we're in that. It's kind of our time right now. So, you know, it's just. But I've never been one for fame. I've always been a background guy, and you know, like I said, I wouldn't want to be really any bigger than I am right now. I'm cool. I'm a household name. I'm comfortable. I'm happy. You know, and I'm just making the music I want to make.
Yeah. So outside of music, we watch a lot of TV, both of us. What are you watching? Either by yourself, with the wives?
Oh man, come on, man! 90 Day Fiance, bro. That's.
Oh man.
Man, oh, really? Yo, 90 Day Fiance is our guilty pleasure, bro. Like, come on,
we all got that show. We all got the guilty pleasure. What else are you watching?
Man, so I watch Big City Greens with my daughter all the time. I watch The Office with my son.
Okay,
you spreading love.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I got my little shows that I watch with each of them. So, we on HGTV every night, man. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. Yep.
Watching House Hunters or whatever, man. It's just. It just depends, man. It depends on the night. Depends on when I come upstairs. Mm-hmm. It depends on the time of the day, and the mood, man. But you know, we spread it around.
Gotcha.
How about sports?
I'm always on SportsCenter. Absolutely, man. Okay. Especially now, I'm a baseball head, so especially now that baseball started back up, man. There's always baseball on my TV. Tigers is always on the TV.
Okay.
Always.
All right,
yeah. Tigers stay on the TV.
So go Sparty, huh? Definitely.
You say what? Go Spartans? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I'm a Michigan fan. That's a funny
thing. What? Come on, man. No, I'm a Spartan all day, bro.
Look,
Spartan all day. Michigan State, man. Come on, man.
I know. I know that the fun thing about it is that I love their helmet. Growing up, I love their helmets because I used to play football. So I ran to Michigan. That's just what I like. I don't know, you know, But
nah, man. Michigan is trash, bro. Everybody hearing this, man. Let me let you know, Michigan is garbage. I'm a Spartan. I'm a Spartan all day.
That's what it is, huh?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is like most of us Spartans, we're Spartans for a reason. It's our alma mater. Most of the people who love Michigan have no ties with Michigan. Never went to Michigan. Don't know nothing about Michigan.
No, you are right.
They just like Michigan because it's whatever, man. I'm a Spartan. Graduated from Michigan State.
No, you're right though. A lot of people I ran into that were Spartans had ties to the school in some form or fashion.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? They went there, and a lot of Michigan fans that I know never went to Michigan.
Hey, Walmart Michigan fans, man. Walmart Wolverines, bro.
How about the Pistons? You Pistons fan?
Nah, I don't really. I'm not a big Pistons fan, man. You know, I was always a Seattle SuperSonics fan, man, and I'm a big Sean Kemp head, and you know, it was all about the Rain Man and the glove, man, and ever since the Sonics kind of went away, man, it just kind of hurt my heart, man.
That was kind of crazy that even happened like that.
Yeah.
They said they weren't gonna go, and all of a sudden they left. Like that's crazy,
man. I mean, it wasn't nothing like Sean, man. Sean Kemp was a beast, man.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. The Pistons are they're kind of disheartening, man, and I don't know if I can even name a Pistons player right now other than Drummond, man. Like,
he's gone.
Is he gone? Damn, I can't name a Pistons player.
Whoa, you're right. I thought about that. I can't name one either. So how about boxing? I mean, you a boxing fan? Here and there, it depends.
Yeah, I mean, I was a Tyson fan. You know, I was boxing kind of got a little. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, I mean, boxing lovers love the sport no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
But boxing got real boring to me, man, for a while. MMA kind of took over, as far as combat sports, man, and boxing just kind of got to the point where there was like one good fight a year, and it just like, all right, man, I definitely respect it, absolutely, man, and the technicalities of boxing, and I'm not necessarily the biggest Floyd fan, and he's super snooze fest to me to watch, but I definitely respect his technique.
Yeah, you
man,
gotta appreciate the art.
Oh, I appreciate it, absolutely, definitely appreciate it. And I was just on that, I loved, like Roy Jones and Tyson, man. I liked more of the excitement, aspects of boxing, man, and they brought that, you know what I'm saying?
Like the actual knockouts,
man, and just like Roy Jones so they're not about to fight, man. Like,
which I don't understand.
That's not even. I don't know, man.
I want to know what weight class they're gonna fight at first of all, right? And then I don't really want to see them fight because to me it's kind of like you never want to see old fighters fight. Like I don't want to see somebody in their 50s throwing hands with each other. Like I just don't want to see that because it could be a bad look. I think.
I don't want either one of them to ruin their legacy, man. But I don't want this to be the last picture we have in our heads of these fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, old and washed.
Yeah, like come on, man. Just stay where you at and just chill, man. Be a family man.
And that's why I respect Floyd so much for leaving when you leave. Even though I think he could have left earlier, but hey, you don't want to look washed out there, man.
He wanted that 50-0 tag, man. And
that 50
you gotta respect that.
Yeah, he wanted that 50-0, man. It's just something that just ain't quite right with 49-0, man. You want that 50-0.
Yeah, you got to finish that off.
And so that I get it. But to watch Tyson and Roy fight, man, that's gonna be I don't know, man. That's gonna be weird because they're like two of my favorite boxers ever, man. And it's just gonna be weird. I mean, Tyson gained a lot of weight. Roy gained a lot of weight too, man. But
have you seen Tyson lately? Now he's
shredded up now.
Yeah, but the thing is, both of them know how to do it. They know how to get the weight off.
Yeah.
They know how to work hard. They know what they're doing, man. But it's just, I don't know, man. You had Roy Jones with the okey doke, man, and he would come in there with the theatrics and the antics, man, and then you got Tyson that just come up there and just take your head off.
Yeah, he's just ready to go. Put the hoodie on, keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean, if it's lasting more than 4 rounds, then I don't know, man. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that fares.
Hopefully, everybody leaves the ring healthy.
Yeah.
Absolutely, bro.
That
Absolutely.
day, because they up there.
And I'm assuming that's gonna be a nice payday for both of them.
Yeah, they could probably use it.
Absolutely, that's gonna be a nice payday for both of them. So that'd be cool.
Right. All right, so Paula, we end our show with a segment called Rapid Fire. It's a this and that type of thing, and yeah, we gonna jam you up a little bit. So
it's gonna be fun though.
It'll be
fun.
Man,
okay,
are you ready to roll?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
We get the same reaction from everybody. Like, what these guys about to ask?
I mean, I don't know. Being put on the spot, man, it's not the
ain't not
greatest.
Nah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
All right, here's the first one. What's one artist that can call you tonight and you dropping everything you're doing and going to record an album with them tomorrow?
J Electronica.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So, Hall & Oates or Michael McDonald?
Hall & Oates. I seen Hall & Oates live, man.
There we go. Okay.
Seen Hall & Oates. I went to a Hall & Oates concert back in '98.
All right.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite non-Apollo Brown beat?
Oh, probably J. Rue the Damager, Me Not the Papes.
Okay.
Not me or the Papes, but the remix, Me Not the Papes. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which is a preem beat.
All right.
No, primo.
So besides hip hop, what's another genre of music that you love besides hip hop?
80s alternative, man.
Okay.
All day. Journey, Duran, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love 80s soft rock, 80s alternative, all day.
All right. Who's your favorite Detroit Tiger?
Of all time or right now?
Of all time.
Probably.
Come on. Got to go with the big homie.
Cecil Fielder? Who you talking about? Oh, man. Nah. Of all time, man. Oh, that's a hard one, bro. Let me see. Not Mickey Tettleton. No. Who? Favorite of all time, man. That's like
making them think about this one.
I mean, I might have to go with Miggy, man. I don't know. Miguel Cabrera is probably.
That's a solid pick.
You know, probably the best Tiger of all time to me.
Gotcha.
You know,
nice.
But I mean, Lou Whitaker.
Yeah, I forgot about Lou.
I mean, Lou Whitaker's he's the greatest second baseman to never make it in the Hall of Fame, man. So, like, probably.
Sweet Lou.
Yeah, man. I mean, he should be in the Hall of Fame. Easy. Yeah, man. Probably. Yeah, probably one of those two.
All right, cool.
All right. Last one for me. What's your favorite quarantine snack?
You know what, man? The one thing we've had a lot during quarantine, man, is chocolate chip cookies, man. They've been baking cookies like crazy.
Killing it, man.
They be up there baking cookies, man, like every 3 nights a week, man. I'm like, what are y'all doing, man?
That's that comfort food, man.
Oh, what are you doing, man? Like fresh out the oven. Like they would come down here and with one in their hand, like, here's the cookie. I'm like, come on, man, what are y'all doing? Then I sneak upstairs and grab like 3 more, and
that's how it goes, man.
You know, everybody goes to bed, then I grab a couple more, and by the time everybody, you know, then the plate's almost empty when everybody wakes up in the morning. Like I'm like Santa down here.
Word up,
like,
man.
Dog, man, come on.
So yeah, man, pleasure having you on, man. You want to shout out social media, anything like that?
Oh man, I mean, check anything Apollo Brown, but you know, on Instagram at Apollo Brown, on Twitter at Apollo Brown, Apollo Brown fan page on Facebook. Just anything Apollo Brown, man. Go check for it. You know, I definitely appreciate you guys having me, man. It was a good time.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that too.
Appreciate you joining us.
You can find the Great Minds Podcast on Instagram at the Great Minds Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube. Please subscribe, follow, and on Twitter at the Great Minds P1. Again, salute to Apollo Brown for chopping it up with us.
Yeah,
and appreciate y'all. Thank you for listening. Peace.